Hey, what's poppin', everyone? So in this video, I'm going to give you software engineer freshers some tips for getting a job right out of college. So everyone has been there before. A software engineer fresher, I like this word fresher, right out of college, and they're looking to survive in the real world, but it's hard to survive in the real world. So I'm going to give you some helpful tips that might help you get a job. So I'm making this video because my last video, someone posted Atul Tiwara, any tips for a software engineer fresher looking for a job? So I thought, I've never heard this fresher word before, and I wanted to make a video about it. So I did. I'm doing it now. If you have any video ideas for me, just let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll make a video about it. We'll see. Also, if you could triple smash that like button, it'll help me do wonders, because these videos take some effort. Thanks. All right, now let's get into the meat of the video. So most companies that want junior software engineers, they ask for 2 years of experience. And this is the age-old question. How do you get a job that requires experience, that which you do not have? So how do you get a job without having experience? And there's two potential solutions to this problem. Of course, I'm generalizing it here. So you either get experience in some way before trying to get a job, or you try to get the job anyways. All right, so let's look at the first way. So trying to get experience before you actually apply to the job. And this can be kind of difficult because most companies want to see like real world experience, like working on real things, actually do real stuff. So that's not like your college projects. They don't really care that much about that. Well, I mean, they might care a little bit, but it's not real experience to them, like real world experience working on something. And it's not really like team experience either. So one thing I could do, or I could suggest to get experience, is to maybe work on a personal project that you can put in your resume. And then, so maybe this could be a GitHub project that you've been working on. Or so maybe you want to build a website and have a front end, like a back end, and a database layer. And all that would be really useful to have on your resume, so you can show that you've built something and it's out in the world, and they can just go to it right now. Another idea would be to go and work on a public GitHub repo, like some bot on GitHub that you want to work on, you're interested in. And if you work on it, and then it'll show in your GitHub history, although not many people check GitHub, but that will be something that you can put on your resume as well. And another idea to get experience before actually getting experience is kind of doing some freelance work, like asking companies around your area some projects that you can do for them for free, or maybe a little bit of money if you're feeling lucky. Now, the other scenario, of course, is to go for the job anyway. So people or companies will post you need 15 years of experience for this junior level engineering job, but no one's going to have 15 years of experience in React when React hasn't even been around that long. So I'm not sure why they're asking for that. It's kind of more to scare away people and junior software engineers, the freshers, that want to get jobs, but they're going to say, oh, I don't have this many years of experience. Because once you get some experience, you'll understand that all this is just a big lie to scare away the people with no experience, so that it'll be harder for them to get experience. So my answer to that is to just apply to places that say junior or beginner software engineer, and don't be scared, because that's what the job title is. Don't pay too much attention to the years of experience sometimes. If you think you have 2 years of experience, then go ahead and apply for it. If you think you could be good enough for the job, then go ahead and get it. So one of the things that my coding boot camp taught me years ago was to be more confident in myself when trying to get these kind of jobs. Because confidence can be way more important than any of the code that you might have written or that you can write, because it can show you that you care about, I guess, yourself and potentially about the job as well. And you have to go into that coding interview you own the place, and you're the manager owns nothing. Remember, they should be begging you for the job. It's the market for software engineers is in favor of the employee, not the employer, because it's kind of a skilled trade. So another tip I would have is don't be discouraged if no one ever gets back to your application or responds to your application. It just might mean that you have to change up your strategy a little bit, because if you don't change, then you might not get a job for a long time. So Einstein once said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So this could be maybe applying to the same job over and over again and expecting one day you'll get it because you're just doing the same thing over and over again. They're going to hire you eventually, right? Well, maybe not. Maybe your resume has some red flags on it, or maybe it's not being detected by like the application filtering software. And I know this insanity thing with the Einstein said because I majored in physics and Einstein was good at physics. So that means I'm insane, right? But you want to apply to jobs that you have skills in. Like, you don't want to apply to like JavaScript jobs if you have skills in C++ or in Java. You want to apply to the jobs that you have skills in because that's how you're going to get the job. If you don't have the skills and the that the jobs are saying in the description, maybe it's time for you to learn those skills, and then maybe that'll give you a better chance as well. Maybe do a project on those skills and technologies. So another tip I have is to be nice to recruiters, because it is their job to find you a job, and if you can help them out in any way to help you find a job, it's just going to help them to help you. It's really going to ease the process along, and that'll maybe help you get a job if you like spark an eye to a recruiter. I mean, in the end, they're just probably going to send your resume over to the real company, but it might help a little bit. All right, now I want to give you a little bit of a secret. So many recruiters and companies will filter our applicants by their resumes. I mean, this might kind of seem obvious, but the filtering is really like they have software to filter most of the time anyways. And you want to make your resume so good that it'll pass this filtering process so that you get moved on to someone actually looking at it. Because when you have thousands of resumes, you want to be the one that really shines there. And that's why you want to make it look good. So the secret is that you want to filter out keywords for technology. So for example, when like the actual job company will post the job saying, hey, we want like a Java developer. So they're going to have a keyword filter that is going to search for Java in all the resumes. And it'll filter out like resumes that do have Java and resumes that don't have Java. But then there still might be like hundreds of resumes to go through that have Java. So how do they filter out more? Well, they're going to filter out if they have Java in there like multiple times. Like, how many times does this person have Java in there compared to this person? Like, if they only have it once, then they probably won't even be looked manually. So, for example, if someone has Java in their resume 5 different times or something like that, then they're more likely to get an interview for the Java job. So, for example, they could have Java in their projects. They worked at it in other projects. They could have it in like a coding languages or technology section as a language they know. Maybe they could have it in a class taken, like you learned Java here. Maybe they can have it in their home address, 729 Java Road. The first and last name is Java. No, okay, don't do those last 3. Don't put it in your home address or first name and last name. Unless it is there, then go ahead and do it. I wonder if that would actually do anything, but. So one suggestion might be to maybe even make a GitHub if you don't have one already, to show what projects that you might have worked on so people will see your code. As long as like your projects aren't like kind of like bad or racy or kind of they insult people, then it should be fine. I mean, it's kind of hard to say if people will look at the projects though, because it will take a lot of time to actually look at the projects. They might just like glance at them and see, oh, this is a Java project, this is a C++ project, this is a Python project. I doubt they'll actually look at your code that much anyways. Some people might like look at all of it, look at every single line, look at all your comments in your code and say, wow, this person can't code at all. I'm not hiring them. In which case, make sure your code is good. So one final tip of advice I want to give is kind of seems like everyone will say this, but it's kind of to be yourself, because in the interview, what people or companies are really looking for is to see if you're gonna mesh well on the team, and if you can get the job done. Like, that's all really people are trying to do. If you can fit well on the team, like, the idea is if they want to have a barbecue with you, like, then they would likely also hire you. So you want to be the best person who they would invite to a barbecue, if that makes sense. So that's why you want to be yourself. And if you're a robot going into an interview, hello, I would like job. I am Dan Clark, give me job. But they're not going to give you a job because they don't want to hire a robot. If they did, they would just make a robot. Alright, that's the end of this video. Hope you liked it. If you did, give me a subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.